everyone, it's Vanessa from the Confident Women's Collective. How are we today? I just wanted to talk about, do you have perspective? And what I'm meaning by that is, so often, myself included, we have a lot going on in our lives, and sometimes we can have a whole heap of stuff happening, and we then add to it by having this expectation that we're supposed to be coping with it all. We're supposed to be moving through it quicker, or we're supposed to be doing even more. And I wanted to kind of share with you that, no, sometimes we need to just stop. Sometimes we need to stop and have a look at what's actually going on in our lives and take that breath. Because if we keep adding more or we keep pushing through, what ends up happening is we end up burning out. And I know for women, we do this, we're very good at doing this. We just keep adding more and more and more to our plate. And then what ends up happening is we end up burning out. We end up, being short-tempered with our kids. We end up super tired. There's a whole lot of stuff that happens when we put too much on our plates. And the thing is, we can have a whole heap of stuff happening. I know for me last year, I had some pretty major things going on, all within a couple of months. And, I had to stop. I had to breathe and just take each moment. And it was really just asking myself, okay, what's in my control right now? What am I in charge of today? What can I do in this moment to get through the moment? And that's what we need to do. It's not about going, I should be handling this. I should be doing better than this. I should be able to do more. Because that's just putting that pressure on. We really want to be able to keep the perspective. You really want to be able to go, you know what, I've got all these things happening in my life. And it's okay to kind of finding it really challenging. It's okay to be finding it difficult to work through. It's not about going, well, I've got all this stuff going on, but I need to keep going. I need to be doing all this other stuff. It's about unloading what you have, and that gives you the space in order to move forward. Someone once said to me, sometimes we have to stop, take a breath, and take a step back for us to be able to catapult forward into our goals and our dreams. And that's so true. So one of the things that kind of helps me is by writing it down. When we can write down what's going on in our lives, not to have a whinge about it or, being a victim in it. It's just about jotting down all the things that we have happening, because sometimes, like I said, we don't get the perspective we need in order for us to be able to be kind to ourselves. When we can get that perspective and we can go, okay, I've got all this happening. That's perfectly normal to be feeling overwhelmed, or it's perfectly normal to be feeling really tired, or it's perfectly understandable that I am kind of feeling like I'm struggling right now. So we want to be able to look at everything, and we can't do that if we're not stopping long enough to take a breath. Keeping the perspective, not put more pressure on ourselves. Watch our language. Try not to be saying I should be doing this, or I should be doing that, because that's just adding even more pressure. What we want to be able to do is go, you know what, I've got a hell of a lot going on right now, and I'm really struggling, and I'm just going to do these few steps today in order for me to get through. One of the things to do is writing it down. Journaling is a really good way of doing it. Having a conversation with someone who you trust, someone you can download to. I've got a few key people in my life that I download to, and they give me great perspective, and sometimes they give me a kick up the butt too. Or go and find something fun to do, like go and do something completely out of whatever is happening for you, and it just helps keep that perspective. Don't keep adding more stuff. Just wait till some of the stuff you've already got on your plate is cleared before you go adding more things. That might be something simple like signing up for a program or a course. When you've already got so much going on, you know, you're not going to give it your all. So it might be just a case of just, you know what, I'm just not going to do that right now. So just something like that you could do. The other thing that we want to be able to do, you know, if we are kind of feeling like we've got a lot happening and we're not really being able to keep the perspective on it, and we keep adding that pressure, is, you know, watch what we're saying to ourselves. So our self-talk can absolutely make life so much harder for us. So what are you saying to yourself while you have all of this going on? You know, are you putting these massive expectations on yourself? Are you setting yourself up to fail because you think you should be further along than you are, or you think you should be doing better than you are? You know, what is it that's going on for you? And if you're struggling to kind of get that self-talk under control, you know, I get it. It can be all consuming, and it can be so that self-talk can definitely be a part of our minds that we don't always have the attention on, and therefore we can get caught up in it. So you really want to be looking at, what am I saying to myself about what's going on in my life, and am I putting that extra pressure on myself? Because we don't need to be doing that either.